Hello, welcome to another Uncommon Guitar Lesson. I'm Sean Persinger, aka Prester John, and I wrote that song that you just heard, Wenders, and recorded it with mandolinist David Miller on our album Desire for a Straight Line. Inevitably, whenever we would play this song live, after concerts, people would come up and say, boy, I really like that Middle Eastern song you played, or that Indian song that you played. And I always knew what song they were talking about, Wenders. And I think there are three main reasons they thought that. And of course, yes, these actually were influenced by Indian music, Middle Eastern music, most importantly, North African music. And I'm going to get to that in a minute because I want to show you all the little things that add up to having this sort of, I would rather say, non-Western sound than be specific about another region in the world. And there's three basic ideas that happen in this song. The first is, this song is played not over a chord progression, but over a one-pitch drone in 3 octaves. Now, in Indian music, you'd have a drone on a tambura, and let's put in the sound of a tambura right now so you can hear it. I did not want to do that because I felt that that was too derivative and obviously the Indian sound. So what I did was, my low E string is tuned down to C sharp. Then I play this C sharp, and then I add another C sharp. So I have 3 octaves of C sharp there. I do that little slide. Now, I guess technically that means I have 2 notes. So there I've got a B, that's the flat 7. Or rather, it's the flat 7 because I know when I play my melody, which is in C minor, it's the flat 7. And just that drone alone gives this an Indian feel, or Middle Eastern. Now, most of the Middle Eastern and Moroccan music, North African music that I know, it isn't so much of a drone. It's actually more percussion-based music, and then melodies on top. So maybe no harmony at all. All of the harmony is implied by the melody. So this has a drone. The next idea that happens in this song is, at one point, I do this. Just by moving that up a half step, it implies what's called a Phrygian sound. And Phrygian is something that you hear, it's very typical in flamenco music. There's also a mode in the Indian music that's very similar, actually identical to the Phrygian. Let me do that one more time, that Phrygian sound. And that makes this song sound much more exotic than it is, because in fact the scale that I use for this song is entirely just the C sharp minor scale. There's no exotic half steps, there's no harmonic minor, there's no double harmonic minor, there is no Phrygian. It is just strictly C natural minor. But that one phrase implies Phrygian just even for a beat. It kind of sticks in subconsciously. Now the third, and for me the most important thing that makes this song sound North African, is the fact that I'm playing notes more than once. That shows up over and over again in this particular song. And I'll show you down, I'll break it down a little bit. Hopefully you also saw it in the tab and you can go back and play, and you can download the tab for this too. There's a link for that. That sound of playing multiple notes, or playing, the same note multiple times, I first heard that in a Moroccan group called Jil Jilala. They're a Moroccan group, and when the first time I was in Morocco about 20 years ago, I was hearing their music all over the place. And in a couple key songs, and I'm going to put the links below, they were playing these notes, and it'll be obviously when you hear the links. So that was definitely a big influence. And just let me tell you, I know that I can play it relatively fast, but trust me, it's a lot easier to play the same note multiple times than it is to play different notes. That's a phrase at the end of the song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, seven different notes, as opposed to playing the same note multiple times. Makes it a lot easier to play this song faster. And I'll do this in every single section. Go back and watch the video, but I'll show some highlights. In the B section, I play this. By the way, that phrase right there, I play that note open so that I can make the big jump from the 7th fret up to the 13th fret, so I can get this note at 14 later on. Let me play that again. And finally, in the C section, I play. So again, all these notes that are either doubled or at the beginning, I play 4 times. And that is definitely the North African, Moroccan, Jil Jilala influence. The last thing I want to say about this song is I just played the last part of the recording that David Miller and I recorded. In the solo section, I knew I wanted something different. I could have just played a typical solo in C# minor and even done some different modal playing in it, but I didn't want that. So in fact, what I did was I retuned the guitar for every single phrase and played the entire solo in harmonics. It's actually impossible to recreate that on a standard tuning guitar, and even in an altered tuning it's impossible because I kept changing the tuning so that I could get harmonics at the 7th, 12th, and 5th fret that you couldn't get anywhere else on the neck to ring out as clearly. So I'd love it if you take a listen to that solo, because I'm really happy with the way it turned out, a solo in all harmonics. And that's it. Another installment of the Uncommon Guitar Lesson. By the way, I hope you checked out the recent weird guitar lesson that I did for Premier Guitar. I'm really happy with that. It's 20 pages of sheet music, so please check that out if you get a chance. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you next month with another Uncommon Guitar Lesson. Bye-bye.